Hello, welcome back to Highlight Crafts. Welcome to hour 2 of our Scan and Shock. Get my teeth in. Scan and Cut. Scan and Cook. Scan and Shock.
I don't know what you were trying to say there, Lily.
Not too sure. I think all the words combine into one. Scan and Cut shows here on Highlight Crafts, and we've got sort of a fantastic show lined up for you guys at home. We'll be featuring all things Scan and Cut. We've got some fantastic downloads when it comes to our new crackers. We've got some of the accessories which are back in stock as well. But before we dive into all of that, before we get into demos galore, I will share with you, especially if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, how easy it is to watch and shop with our live shopping shows. Now, there's a few different ways where you can watch here at Highlight Crafts. You might be watching over on our website. It could be on our YouTube, on our Instagram, or on our Facebook. Now, if you're watching on our Facebook or our Instagram, super simple to shop. All you're going to do is you're going to type a keyword into that comments box. Now, as we go down this counter, you can see a few of them flashing up on that screen already now. Every single item that we feature will have the little code attached to it. Now, all you need to do is type into that comments box the word shop, followed by whatever that code might be. Then all that will happen is we will send you a direct message that will just be waiting for you in your inbox, or either on Facebook or on Instagram. All you need to do is just click through. There will be a little link on that message. Just click through that link and that link will take you to our website. Now, once you're on our website, you will see that that item, whatever it might be, whether it's one item, two items, the entire counter will be waiting for you in your shopping bag. Now, when you're ready to check out, please do make sure that you log into your Club Highlight account just before you do that. It's free to join and you're going to get savings on every single purchase that you make with us here at Highlight Crafts, which is incredible. And if you're spending over £35, you will get free postage on all of those goodies. So log yourself in, then get yourself checked out, and all of those goodies will be winging their way to you very, very soon. Now, if you're watching over on our website, of course you can shop that way as well. Very easy to do. Once again, all you need to do is wherever you're watching from, you'll see next to the video, all those products will start scrolling through. You just need to pick those products that you'd like to purchase, click on those, add them to your basket. Once again, get yourself checked in, logged in and checked out. That's the right way around. So that's a very easy to shop way to shop as well over on our website. Now, we have got lots of downloads coming up. We have got a couple of brand new ones that actually launched just last week, and we'll start off with our fabulous cracker gift box. Now, this one is just at the back here, so I'll just bring this one out so you can see exactly what you're getting as part of this download. Now, it does come to you as an SVG cutting file, so it's going to work perfectly alongside your Scan and Cut. And you've got that lovely design that creates your gorgeous cracker style gift box. You've got that lovely sort of zigzag top to it. You've got all those perforation lines in there, allowing you to get all those perfect folds. If you tune into that 8 o'clock show, Mel was showing you how you can turn those perforation lines into your folding and scoring lines as well. That's actually the largest size cracker box that you can create using this particular file. Here we've used some of our A3 cardstock to enable us to do that, and it goes right the way down to this gorgeous tiny little dinky cracker box there. How cute is that? So you can have the hugest one, or you can have a tiny little one. How perfect are they? This could be for your larger gifts. Perhaps you're going to be popping these underneath the Christmas tree, or maybe you're going to be having the smaller ones on your little Christmas table with perhaps a little after dinner mint inside there or something like that. Fabulous to be able to create all those different sizes, and as well you are able to resize these in 1mm increments, which is incredible, giving you lots of options of lots and lots of different sizes. So all the way up to there and all the sizes in between, right the way down to that dinky little gift box. That first one there is your cracker gift box. That one is shop box, $8.99, is going to get you that SVG cutting file. And a thing to note as well, with all of our downloads, these will be instant. So as soon as you check out, you will be getting these downloads instantly and no postage to pay whatsoever. It's actually gift box. And then next up, we also have our cracker. Now, this is fabulous because it enables you to create all of your crackers in your different sizes, any different cardstocks for your different occasions. I know we tend to think of crackers for Christmas, but it could be all year round. Now, a lot of people do these for baby showers, or you could just have them at parties on the table. I mean, how gorgeous does that look with all your decoupage flowers just on the side of that one there? And once again, with it being an SVG cutting file, it enables you to resize these at 1mm increments, so you can get different sizes of your crackers there. You've got all that detail on the inside, all your little diamonds will cut out using your Scan and Cut. You've got all those perforation lines in there as well, so you can make a perfect cracker each and every single time. That one's shop scallop, $8.99 for your cracker. You can, of course, if you're going for both downloads, you can use them together, so your cracker can fit inside your cracker box if you so choose, or you can use them completely separately as well. Shop scallop for your cracker SVG cutting file. Now we do have USBs if you are going for all these downloads and you want somewhere nice and secure to store all those downloads. We do have a twin pack of our USBs, $14.99 for both those, and they are 8GB USBs. They are Craftmaster branded. You can just see on the side of your screen there. They're the ones that we actually put our own downloads. Whenever we're doing our USBs, those are exactly the ones that we pop those onto. So you know they're great quality and they're going to be perfect for all of your downloads. Whether it's your Minecraft Studio downloads, whether it's things like your SVG cutting files, they'll be perfect. And with 8GB on each, you're going to get a lot of space to house all of those downloads. Shop USB will get you both of those for $14.99. Now next up we have some of our mats, our scanning and cutting mats, which are now back in stock, so a great opportunity to stock up on these if you are looking for new mats for your DX machine. So we'll start off with this first one at the front here, which is our scanning mat, specifically for your DX machines, and we do have a couple of those on the show that we'll be sharing with you later. Shop mat will get you a scanning mat. The difference between this one and one of your regular cutting mats, if I just move that to one side, you can compare with one of your cutting mats which has all those grid lines on the background, whereas your scanning mat doesn't. So it just makes it a little bit easier in terms of the scanner picking up the pieces you want it to rather than the background itself. So shop mat, £23.30 will get you a 12" by 12" DX scanning mat. Then next up we have a couple of our cutting mats. The first one being our standard. So our standard mat is this one that we can see here. Great for cutting a lot of your standard sort of materials. And if you're unsure as to what mat is best for what, i.e. whether it's going to be a standard or your low tack, it does have a little guide on the back there. So it does sort of help you in terms of what mat is going to be best for cutting at which materials. $24.75 gets you a standard mat for your DX machines, 12 by 12" in size, and that is shop standard for that one. And then finally we have our low tack mat. Once again, you've got the grid lines in the background, makes it nice and easy to line things up, line your cardstock up onto your mat there. This one's for sort of your more lightweight materials, but once again, it does have that little guide on the back there, which gives you a little bit of a helping hand in terms of the materials you can be using for each of these mats. Once again, it's for your DX cutting machines, low tack mat, 12" by 12" in size. Shop low for this one, £24.75 for that one. So a great opportunity to stock up on your mats, whether you're going for a low tack, a standard, or whether you're going for your scanning mats. Now, I've got a quiz coming in.
Got a quiz.
Got a quiz. Well, let's hope I'm better than the one I did with David the other day, because both of us were absolutely hopeless. There was 5 questions and neither of us could get it by the end. So let's hope this one's a little bit easier. So we've got 5 different questions. None of them are related at all. Once we read the question, if you've got an answer, type it into the comments box. And I believe we'll be drawing a winner at the end of the quiz. So first of all, question number 1. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Who wrote Pride and Prejudice? That's question number 1. More questions to come throughout the show. But let us know if you get that one. I think it's fairly easy enough. Easing us in gently. I'm not seeing what any of the others are. Might be getting harder. We'll soon find out. So Mylar up next. Now I know last week, and I think we brought to you some the week before as well, we've been bringing to you a few specialist SVG cutting files that have been designed specifically for working with creating your own stencils. And if you're doing just that, Mylar is the perfect material to be working with. You're getting 10 sheets here, 12 by 12" in size. It's $14.99 for all 10 sheets, and it's shop Mylar for this one. It's going to work perfectly alongside your ScanNCut. You can be cutting all your designs into there and creating your own stencils that you can be using time and time again. It's a lovely material for stencils. It's nice and, I was going to say slippy, but it's more it's nice and slick, so if you are blending your ink through, it's nice and easy to blend and get that lovely smooth blend, and it's also wipe clean, very easy to clean as well, and it's going to last you a very long time when you are creating your stencils from it. $14.99 is going to give you those 10 sheets. Shop Mylar for that one. Now we have a couple more of your sort of essential accessories when it comes to your ScanNCut. So first of all, we have got our auto blade. So here you get one of your auto replacement blades. If you are using your DX machine, this is the blade that's going to go alongside that auto blade housing. If you want to go for your replacement blade, this one is on its way onto your screen very, very shortly. Andrew's just scrolling through. There's a fair bit on this show to have a little look through. There it is. Shop Auto, $16.49 is going to get your Brother ScanNCut DX Auto Blade, and it does need to be used alongside your DX blade housing as well. Then next up we have one of Mel's favourite tools. You'll never see her without this when it comes to the ScanNCut. It is your burnish or your scraper. Shop scraper for this one, $13.49 is going to get your scraper. Now this is perfect when you are burnishing your cardstock down onto your mat. It's going to make sure that it's going to get that lovely smooth bond onto your mat, and it's not going to lift up as you start cutting. And it's great as well once you have cut, if you've got waste pieces stuck to your mat, it's nice and easy to sort of scrape those up using that scraper. So an essential one to have in your crafty stash. Shop scraper. Oh, that's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Shop scraper. Oh dear. $13.49 for that one.
Bet you get shop sheet.
Oh dear. That could go terribly wrong, that, couldn't it? Dear, oh dear. Right, next up we have some of our fantastic vinyl. Now this is incredible. I don't know if we've still got the one open that we had earlier, but let's have a little look under here. I don't think we do, unfortunately. But our holographic vinyl is absolutely amazing. I have to say the packaging here doesn't quite do it justice, because it is absolutely incredible when you see it in the flesh. Now as part of this deal here, you are going to get 2 packs, and you get 10 sheets in each, giving you 20 sheets in total. Plus in each pack you are getting your bonus transfer tape sheet, yet another tongue twister there, included in each of those packs. Every sheet here is 12 inch by 12 inch in size, so perfect for use with your ScanNCut. It even gives you full instructions on the back there, as along with the list of all of your colours that you are getting in this gorgeous holographic transfer vinyl sheets. Shop hello for this one, $14.99, so you're getting a saving of better than half price. Oh, thank you. We have them here. They are absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, the packaging doesn't quite do it justice, because when you see these, they look absolutely incredible. Every time you turn and rotate this, you're seeing lots of different colours. So straight away when it's laid down like that, it looks like it's just that lovely blue colour, but as you pick it up and you start angling that towards the light, it acts as a mirror there. Can say hello. Laura's on the cameras there. Hello. Can pick everyone up in there with that lovely holographic finish, but it starts to go purple. You've got the pinks in there. You've got all those gorgeous colourways that I'm showing you now included in both packs. You are going to be getting multiples of each, but they are absolutely stunning. You can be using these on things like your water bottles. I mean, how cool is that going to look onto one of your bottles? It could be onto your mugs as well, decorating your phone cases. It could be onto your laptop as well. Lots and lots you can do with these. Working alongside your vinyl starter kit is a match made in heaven. All these gorgeous colourways. I mean, that green is just incredible for Christmas makes. That is going to look amazing. All the colours, and as you turn it towards the light, you're getting even more colours coming through there. Both packs there, so you are getting 20 sheets in total, as well as 2 of your bonus transfer sheets for an incredible $14.99. So that's option number 1, that's your holographic. Then we also have your black and your white. So we'll start off with your black. Once again, this is a dual pack, and you are getting 15 sheets in each, giving you 30 sheets in total. And this is a lovely, really matte black, so really different when it comes to the one that we've just seen, which has got that lovely holographic finish. This is really matte, really stylish. Going to work great with your silhouettes if you've got all those lovely cutting files. And this is giving you 30 sheets in total, $10.99. Wow, incredible price there for 30 sheets, 12 by 12 inch sheets, plus you're getting 2 of your bonus transfer tape sheets. Shop black, $10.99 for those. And then finally we have your variation in your white. You get a bumper collection of these here. You're getting 3 of the 15 sheet packs, giving you 45 sheets in total for an incredible price of $22.49. And it's a lovely matte white. It's not got that shiny finish. It's a lovely, really soft matte to this one. It's going to look super, super stylish on all of your products. Shop white, $22.49 will get you 45 sheets. So lots of different options there, whether you're going for something a little bit more funky and fancy with your holographic, whether you're going for your black, which is going to be amazing for your silhouettes, or whether you're going for your white. You've got lots of different options when it comes to your incredible vinyl sheets. Now, this next one is limited stock, so if you are wanting to go for this one, you are going to have to be a little bit quick, I'm afraid. But it is an incredible starter kit that we've got here, your paper piercing starter kit. Now, all those gorgeous, really expensive looking paper piece designs that can take hours and hours to do by hand, you can now do using your ScanNCut. You're getting everything you need to get started with this incredible technique. I mean, look at some of the samples on there. They look absolutely exquisite. It looks amazing if you do this sort of thing onto your vellum as well. Just looks so, so super expensive, and like you spent hours doing all of those sort of parchment style techniques. Shop starter will get you this one, $76.99. Now I do need to note with this one is only compatible with your DX machine. So unfortunately, CM users, this one is not for you. But if you are in the market for a new DX machine, we do have some incredible offers on the show as well. You can see there everything you need included to get started with this incredible technique. And it's just another thing you can add to your ScanNCut. I was talking to people about this quite a lot on Saturday at Crafting Live. A lot of people were so interested in the ScanNCut, and it's a great sort of standalone system if you're just using your machine on its own. But as you start to grow in confidence, as you start to grow in all those different amazing techniques, you can add all these extras to it to just make it get even better, which is incredible, and expand all the techniques you can do with your machine. Shop starter will get you that one, $76.99, but we've only got a handful of those ones left. Now, Mel, I think it's time to get over to you.
Okay, let's have a look.
Get into demo.
Right, so earlier on we were talking about the Cracker gift box, and the computer wasn't playing game, was it? So we're going to do that bit again. And then I want to show you how you put an aperture into the Cracker panels as well, because that's quite a cool thing to do. And then hopefully how to split it down so you get matte layers for your Cracker. So first of all, if I go into my projects here, I already have the Cracker file saved. Let me have a look at that one. Yeah, on here. Okay, so you've got an outside edge, you've then got the diamond in the middle that enables it to almost collapse into itself, to that fold, and then you've got perforation lines. And a lot of people over the years have said, I don't really like the perforation lines, I don't like the look and finish that it gives me. So I'm going to show you how to change those to score lines. Okay, so we're going to click on the outside edge of that, because the perforation lines are separate. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is send that to the back, because if I try and get that triangle, which is part of the design of the actual outside edge itself, it won't let me get to it because it's underneath that shape that's already highlighted. This is how the ScanNCut sees things. So to make it so that we can access that diamond, we're going to right click, don't start again, and we're going to send it to the back. Now nothing changes on your screen at all. So then what you're going to do is select the diamond, press shift on your keyboard, and then select that outside edge, and then we can group that together so that we can move it then as one piece. So we know that that diamond is going to be in exactly the right place. And the reason for that is not only are you going to use the outside edge as a guide to put it back together, you can also use the diamond. Now, as I was saying earlier on, there are certain times when you have to use a perforation line, and that's whenever you're creating a valley fold. So anything that folds into a V like that, so you're folding the card forward rather than backwards, is what we call a valley fold. So these two here need to stay as perforation lines, okay? Because if you use the blade and you score it, it's just going to cut through that top layer of card. When you then try and do, so you imagine that's your card and you've got a line down the middle. As soon as you do that, it's going to move that card that the machine has scored, and it's going to crumple it, and you won't get a nice finish. Whereas when you're doing a mounting fold, you're folding with the score rather than against it. That's the best way to describe it. So the first thing I'm going to do is select these two at the top. Now pressing shift and picking up lines is really difficult because it's a line and it flips on and off it really quickly. So the easiest way to do it is to group these two together, and then also group these together. So we're going to do it as two separate pieces. I'm going to right click and we're going to group that together. So now I've got selected the ones that I want to change to a score line. So instead of going through each individual one, if you group them, it will do them all at once. So what we need to do is go into the properties of that shape. So what is it made up of? So it's height, width, etc., etc. But down at the bottom, there's this little drop down menu. So we're going to click on that and we're going to turn it to a straight line. Okay. And then we're going to close that little box. Now when I click off that one, now you can see now they're straight lines. So those are your score lines. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this one up here. And again, you'll see that instead of just trying to pick that up, can you see what happens with the cursor, how it flickers? You've got to get it in just the right place so that X appears to be able to select it. So if you're struggling, left click and drag over the box. Okay, it's quicker, I find. So then we're going to go into the properties of those, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Okay, so we're going to have our score line, and we're going to close that down. So now I know that I've got the perforation lines where I need them, and I've got the regular score lines where I need them, and I'm going to group these together just for now. Okay, so we're going to, no we won't, shall we? Shall we not? Oh, yeah, go on, let's group it. All right, so we've now got that. So that's all the pieces that are going to fit inside of this cracker. So when we come back in, we're looking at the diamond in the middle, and we're going to try our best to get that line lined up, but we're going to have to do some adjustments. So if we just nudge that up slightly, because the outside of the cracker is selected, I'm looking at, hang on, bear with, that middle line there. Okay, so I'm going to try and get it as close as I can to that. Then we're going to zoom in. So I'm looking at, when I zoomed in, I can show you a little bit clearer. It's interesting because quite a lot of people who came to Doncaster, they were asking what the difference was between the SDX 1200 and the SDX tattered lace. And I said, you know, we were talking about the price differences, etc., and the content differences. And the number of people who said to me, I'm not bothered about the size of screen anymore because I work in Canvas Workspace. There were a lot of you. So that's a little bit more, I like that idea because it means that you can invest in a machine that's under, well, with your discount and your points, if you get your 5% discount, it's £225.60, which is ridiculous. So if you're not bothered, that's the deal that you would go for. So we've got all that lined back up again now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is zoom out, and I'm actually just going to group all of that together. So if I move it, we know that it's grouped together. We can always ungroup afterwards. Right, so that's how you change it from your regular perforation lines to your score lines. What I want to do now is show you how you put an aperture in these panels. Okay, now there's no alignment. If you align it centrally vertically and centrally horizontally, it's going to come here. If you line it to the right, it's going to come over here, or you line it to the left, it's going to come over here. So we have to create what we call a positioning guide. And we're going to do that using the shapes that are in Canvas. So the basic shapes that are in all your machines are also in Canvas Workspace. So I'm just going to move this over here for a minute, and then we can get started. So if I go back and I go to basic shapes, I'm going to bring on a square, and I'm also going to bring on a circle. Okay, so we're going to bring on those two shapes. Move that out of the way. So the first one that we're going to deal with, so what I did was I cut one layer of the cracker, and I measured from that horizontal line there to that horizontal line there, and that vertical line there to that vertical line. So I found out how big that rectangle was, and it was 120, that's without resizing it, it was 129 millimeters high by 72 wide. So I'm going to go into my properties again and untick this box. So this is like unlocking your aspect ratio. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to separate those two. Then your first box here is your height, and your second box is your width. Now the way I remember that, because this doesn't make sense to me because it's on an angle. So I'm like, what does that mean? Right, this is what I'm looking at. Don't make sense in my brain. So the letter H becomes before the letter W in the alphabet. So height comes before width. Got it?
There you go. Easy
I have to
enough.
have all these little things going on in my head. Right, so we're going to change this. So we're going to backspace, and we're going to change the height to 129 millimeters. And then we're going to come over to the width, and we're going to backspace that, and we're going to type 72 mil into that one. Okay, so now when I press close, it's going to make that rectangle the size that I need it to be. Okay, so this part, this is our positioning guide. We're not using this for scoring, we're using it to position. Then we're going to bring in our circle, and I want to change it to an oval. Now the reason that I'm using a circle is sometimes in Canvas, when you have an oval and the oval's on your screen horizontally, when you rotate it vertically and you do anything to it, sometimes it flips it back to its original orientation. So using a circle, I find eliminates that problem. So again, we want the circle to be 99. Okay, so a little bit smaller. So 99. And then we want it to be 43 millimeters wide. Okay, so we type those into here. And then when we press the cross, turns it into an oval.
Oh,
so now what we're going to do, and it's any size and shape of oval. This is a reason one lady who came over from Ireland bought this and took it home with her, because I said to her, how many sets of oval dies have you got? And she said, loads. I said, have you always got the oval that'll fit? No. How frustrating is it? Very. I went, right, watch this. And she just went, right, I'm taking one. Can I take it with me now? Absolutely. That's the joy. You can make the project that you want to make, not the project that you have to make, and that's the difference. So we're going to select both of these, and we're going to use our alignment function to put that oval bang in the middle of that rectangle. Okay, so we go up to edit, and we're going to align. So we're going to align it centrally vertically, so it puts it in the middle vertically, and then we're going to align it centrally horizontal. All right, and we're going to group that together. So we're going to go edit and group. We're not dividing it because we still need to do some more work on it. I'm going to ask it to do 3. So go to edit and do 3. Okay, 1 you'll see why in a bit, but these 2 I'm going to use with the cracker. Okay, so I've now got 1 aperture to go in each part of this cracker. Okay, so I'm going to drag this one over here and roughly just slot it into place, and then I'm going to zoom in. And zoom in here is brilliant, because even when you think it's lined up, it might not be. So always zoom in, right? So I can now see that I need to take that higher, so it hits that score line at the top, like that. And I also need to take it over this score line. Now you might think there, but actually watch the difference when I take it over another couple. It becomes a single line. I'm not worried about this score line here for the tab. I'm not bothered about that, because we're not going to keep the rectangle there. We're going to get rid of the rectangle. So let's zoom out. Oh, Melanie. Now if that happens, undo, right? Puts it right back to where it was. Love an undo button. Thank goodness for undo. Just need to work one out for cake now and I'll be good. Right, we're going to bring this in. We're going to drop this into where we think it should go, about there, and then I'm going to zoom in again, and we're going to zoom right in, and I'm happy. Let me just move that up. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Right, you can't do that when you're hovering over the zoom. Okay, you need to come away from the zoom. Right, so I've got that rectangle selected. What are you doing? Right, you know what, let's zoom out. There we go. I'm having a proper day today, aren't I, with this? There we are, better. Right, okay, so I'm happy with that now. So I've got both of those now aligned. So next thing is we're going to right click and we're going to ungroup both of them. So right click and ungroup. Now because we've already got the score lines in there, we're not using the rectangles as score lines. So we can get rid of them. So we're going to put that one in the bin, and then we're going to click that one and put that one in the bin, and now you've got your apertures inside your cracker.
Perfect.
Brilliant that, right?
Yeah. Amazing.
So while we're doing that, so we've got that now. So if you were going to download that now, you need to ungroup the main cracker part, because you need to be able to remove the score lines before you cut it fully. Okay, so you're going to ungroup that cracker. Okay, so you're going to ungroup that bit. You're then going to tap on the bit that's got all your perforation lines, and you're going to ungroup that. So you ungroup everything. Okay, apart from the score lines that are grouped together at the bottom, the score lines that are grouped together at the top, you need to ungroup that from the perforation line. Otherwise, when you delete the score lines, you'll delete the perforation lines. So it makes sense. Right, so that's the cracker. All right, so we've got that. Now this part, if you want to make a matte layer that's going to go on top and you're working with the CM machine, you're going to ungroup this. So if we go to edit and ungroup, and you're going to create, you can do an offset, okay? But right away, that rectangle is sat on top of that oval, okay? So if we right click and send that to the back, that then brings the oval to the top, which means I can get hold of it. Now, you think about the aperture, you want the oval to be, because this frame that we're going to create now is going to sit on top of that. So we want the oval to be bigger and the rectangle to be smaller so it fully sits inside that aperture. So you go up to edit and you create an offset line. So let's say we want a 2mm outward offset line, and we're going to delete the original. Okay, and we're going to press OK, and that will delete that original oval. Then we're going to click on the rectangle. We're going to go back up to edit, and we're going to create a 2mm inward offset line, and that will then make that rectangle smaller. So outward makes it bigger because it's going outside of the shape. Inward makes it smaller because it's coming inside the shape, and we'll delete the original. And then you've got your perfect matte layer for your cracker. Okay, now I'm just going to undo all that because I want to show you what you can do on an SDX. Instead of doing that, all you're going to do on your SDX is grab both of those pieces, go to edit and divide it, and that's going to punch that oval through that rectangle, and there's your waste. So now, am I going to keep that? I think I need to keep that oval for a reason. Yes, I do. Now I've got a shape that when I take into my ScanNCut SDX and I ask it to do a 1 3/4mm outward offset line or inward offset line, it will change both shapes accordingly. So it'll automatically do it for you from the original, which is brilliant. Now the other thing I want to do is bring it in this oval. So I'm then going to download this while Lily has some questions or needs to do some stuff on the counter. And then when we come back, I'll show you what else we're going to do with that bigger oval. And I'm just going to title it. So when I do download it, so when you download an item via your PC, you can title it and it will keep that title. If you send it via the cloud, it doesn't keep the title. So, you know, your horses for courses. Right.
Absolutely. So I do have a question that I'm going to ask Mel in just a moment, but before I do that, I'm going to read the next couple of questions from our quiz. I've seen a few people seem to be getting some answers, which I think's right. I might be wrong myself, but I do think looking like some good answers coming through there. So question number 1, I will just recap. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice was your first question. Question number 2, what is the currency of Japan? And question number 3, what animal is known for hopping and has a pouch to carry its young?
Oh, we're doing a bit of that later on, Lily. Next hour.
Yeah.
Indeed.
There's a bit of a clue there. So number 1, who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Number 2, what's the currency of Japan? And number 3, what animal is known for hopping and has a pouch to carry its young? Now, I will ask Mel that question in a second, but I do just quickly need to let you all, if you know at home, that we've got limited stock. And I will tell you how many we've got left. It's 3. So if you do want your cream card, you're going to have to be quick when it comes to this one. You are getting this full selection here of all your different sizes of your cream card stock. $29.99. It's your cream card pack. You're getting all your different sizes in there, including your 12x12. And it's a lovely, we call it cream, but I don't want you to think of it as like that horrible sort of yellowy cream. It's a very, very soft cream, just ever so slightly off-white, sort of ivory colourway here. Absolutely beautiful quality. It's uncoated. It's got ever so slight texture to it, not a really prominent texture, but it's just got that nice sort of classy finish to it. It's absolutely stunning cardstock. Great for die cutting. I have to say I've actually been die cutting this cardstock just this morning, so die cuts beautifully even with your intricate dies. Great for your ScanNCut as well. Nice and thick heavyweight cardstock. I'd probably say between about 280 and 300 GSM with this one. You can even use it for your card bases, for your box making as well. Lovely cardstock there. Shop cream, $29.99. All your different sizes that you're getting included, all in this one massive box. 3 left. If you want to go for that one, please do make sure you get that added to your basket and checked out, because it will be gone very, very soon. Now, Mel, we do just have a question on the ScanNCuts, and it's a great one to sort of touch on. So Pam E says, okay, so I've not got a ScanNCut and looking at getting one.
Right.
And my question is, what is the difference between the one for $2.99 and the one for $4.99?
Okay, so $2.99 is going to get you the tattered lace SDX. Okay, so it's fully automatic. It has that auto blade technology in it. You get in the box, you get 2 mats, 2 standard mats. You also get your auto blade and housing. You get a stylus and you get a little spatula, and that's what comes in your box. Inside the machine's memory, you're going to get 682 images, icons, shapes and phrases. You also get 7 full fonts. You get some single line drawing ones, and you also get your 100 quilt blocks. So you've got borders, quilt blocks, fonts, single line, you've got your welded words or phrases, you've got images and icons. So you've got all of these different categories with lots of shapes in, but the one I use most is the basic shapes. Okay, so you can use all of those, 682. You then get 100 quilt blocks that you can resize. So I had a lady came to me on Sunday, and she said, right, I've got all the AccuQuilt dies. I was like, right. So I said to her, what kind of crafting do you do? She said, fabric. I said, right, how do you cut your fabric out at the moment? She said, I use AccuQuilt dies, but they're really expensive. She said, and if I buy a 6-inch block, so if I buy the dies to make a 6-inch block, that's what I can make, or I've got to start piecing 4 together. I said, right. So we brought on one of the quilt blocks, we clicked on one of the shapes, it showed her where it went. We then set it on the mat, showed her you needed 4, and then it will draw it, and then it will cut it with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. She bought a ScanNCut because she was like, this is going to save me a fortune. I was like, yeah, it is. Because on Wednesday, if you want to make that block 9 inches, you just change the size and the machine works it all out for you. It's that clever. So you're also going to get all of that included. Now, via the Artspira app, which is the brother app, but for free and without the subscription, you can access 90 tattered lace designs. So that's what you're getting with this. Now, $299.99 is also going to get you every issue of the digital magazine from Tattered Lace that we ever did. Excuse me. So you're going to get 24 issues. That pile that our Laura's showing you now is 1 issue printed out. And I wanted to bring you a craft magazine. Sorry, I just need to have a quick drink. A craft magazine where you could turn to any project in that magazine and make it. From the card base to the mats and layers, the printables, the charisma, the sentiments, all of it. You can make all of it in every magazine. And we've got a funny thing going on. Bear with, I need to cough. Lily, I'm sorry, you're going to have to take over for a minute while I just cough.
Righto. So, while Mel is just coughing, we've got a lovely comment coming in from Karen. I just showed you that cream cardstock. We've got 3 left, by the way, so do hurry on that one. But Karen says, I have 2 boxes of the cream card to make my daughter's wedding invitations with it. It's gorgeous. It'll be amazing for wedding stationery. What a fantastic idea, Karen. Absolutely love that idea. Now, just on the quiz, little top tip for you all. You've got a lot of answers coming in here, but please do just check your spellings. Unfortunately, if one letter's slightly out, we can't accept it. So please do just double check your spellings. And I think a lot of you will be getting all of those answers right that we've asked so far. Now, Mel,
yes.
Go back over to you. Are you all right? You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, keep going, Lily.
Keep
just
going.
do another quiz question.
Another
There's
quiz.
all sorts kicking off on technology today, isn't
dear,
there? It's
I
coming up with
know.
all sorts of different things for me. It's not my friend today at all, is it?
Well, it's dancing to its own tune today, I think.
Right.
Technology, not good. Right, so
Not
question
happy.
number 1. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice? 2 is or even what is the currency of Japan? Number 3, what animal is known for hopping and has a pouch to carry its young? Number 4, which planet has the most gravity? So that's question number 4. Newest question, which planet has the most gravity?
Yeah, do number 5
we're
as
going to
well.
do number 5 as well. And number 5, which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
What is going on with this today?
Interesting.
Just downloaded everything I had on the screen, and the only thing it's downloading is that. What's going on? Never mind. Don't matter, I can show you anyway. That's ridiculous. What? Oh, honestly. Technology. There's got to be something going on somewhere. So, grab all of that. I'm going to move it so it's inside like that.
Right.
Right, I'm going to download this. Watch this. I don't know what's going on today, but it's having a proper moment.
Right, while technology's sorting itself out, we will show you this next item here, which is the most incredible collection here of your downloads. Now, we launched this just last week, and the artwork on this is just absolutely exquisite. This is your in the studio, fluttering through winter rice paper download. These designs are just incredible. All the detail, and that lovely butterfly one there that you've just seen, that was one of the ones that we created into one of those cracker boxes. The detail within these is just second to none. All of those layers, all that lovely subtle detail you've got in the background, all the way through to the foreground where you've got those beautiful focal designs. It's going to look incredible. If you've got your A3 rice papers, printing these onto A3 is just going to look outstanding. It really, really is. Lovely designs that you'll be using throughout winter, not just for Christmas, but lovely designs for winter birthdays, for weddings in winter as well. And you're getting all of these incredible designs here that I'm showing you on the board. Just gorgeous colourways, from those lovely bold pops of red all the way down to those lovely misty blues that you can see there. The florals, even the lace designs in the background there, with a little flecks of snow as well on the foreground. It's just breathtakingly beautiful with these designs here.
Right.
Shop winter, $24.99 will get you your incredible downloads here, and these are just some of them printed out, but you're getting tons and tons and
60.
60. I've got 5 boards worth here, which is an awful lot of downloads that you're getting. Of course, with them being downloads, they're absolutely instant, so no need to wait for the postman to turn up, no need to pay for postage. It's all coming to you as soon as you press on checkout. These are just outstanding. Love them.
They are beautiful. Right, let me finish off my conversation. Sorry, I've got a minute in out of my voice today. It's proper shocking. Right, so the difference. So I've shown you told you what you get with your tattered lace SDX. The tattered lace one also has a smaller screen. So the SDX 1200 has the larger screen. I think this is 3.75, and the SDX 1200 I want to say is 5-inch screen. So if that bothers you, then maybe that's the one that you need to go for. Inside the box, you're going to get a low tack mat and a standard mat. You get your regular auto blade, which is the one that has the black cap. You also get a fabric auto blade and housing. You get the little pen holder from Brother with some pens and a couple of erasable pens. And you get a high contact adhesive sheet for cutting fabric that isn't stabilised. Although I will say, stencil glue does that really well as well, as we tested that live on Sunday, and it was really good. So the content varies slightly in the machine's memory as well. So you get 1,303 images, icons, shapes and phrases. You get 17 full fonts, and you get the 100 quilt blocks. So my rationale, and you also get the Tattered Lace digital subscription. So my rationing is, if you are buying a ScanNCut, A, do you want the bigger screen? Does that bother you? Because it doesn't bother me at all, actually. Does it bother you, Lily?
No, not at all.
And we're not just saying that.
No.
We had so many people go, you know what, I'm not bothered about a big screen because I'll do it, you know, it's fine. Are you bothered about the extra? Now then, let's think. Ooh, 682, that will give me 318, 621 images. Are you going to use them? And are you bothered about having them? Because you've got your basic shapes. Now, we sell a lot of SVG files. So bearing that in mind, there is a £200 difference. Are the shapes inside there worth the £200 along with the fabric blade and the pen holder, and the bigger screen, or do you want to spend that £200 on SVG files and accessories? That's kind of the question that I was asking people on Sunday. Where do you sit? And that's the difference, so you can then make your decision. And it's entirely up to you. I can't spend that money for you. But just to give you some idea, with your 5% discount, so if you're a new customer to us, if you buy it at $299.99, if you buy this one, you're going to end up paying $270.75, because by the time we've knocked your 5% discount off and we've put your points back on in a couple of weeks' time, that's what you're going to be paying. Okay, so you work out which is best for your budget, but also what are you going to use? Are you going to use all the shapes inside the machine's memory, or would you rather invest in SVG files? That's the kind of level that we're looking at. But honestly, this machine, to get that, so if you don't do fabric, this is going to be perfect, because you can cut fabric on this, but you don't get the fabric blade. This is what I'm saying. You've got to balance out what you're going to do with that machine and then make that decision based on that. But that's the basic difference between the two. They both get the Tattered Lace subscription. It's then about the content of the box and the content in the machine and the screen size. Right, I don't know what was going on, but I managed to get it to work. Computers and me, I tell you. Once we had Aaron upstairs, Martin, who runs the warehouse. His son came in to help us for a bit because he used to be part of my team over at iHub. and he's showing something up. So he says, Mel, come and have a look at this. So I wheeled my chair over to it, screen went black. He's like, what's happened? I wheeled away, screen came on. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Right, so we then got our cracker. So you're going to score all of it first, okay? Don't need to score these two, so we're going to get rid of these two. We're not going to delete them, we're just going to change the cutting area so that the machine can't see it. So instead of saving it, then having to recall it and delete off, you can just drag over, and as soon as it can't see it, it ignores it. So you're then going to score all of that, and the way you score is you go to please select and cut. It tells me there's a pattern outside the effective area, which we know and we're good with. So we're going to go into the spanner, down to page 2, we're going to put half cut on, and then this bit here, you're going to have to work out because I don't know how old your blade is. On this machine it was -4, on my other machine it's -5, on your machine it could be whatever it is, but start low. So start on -5. If it doesn't leave a mark on your card, go to -4. If that's not quite deep enough, go to -3. But don't start at -3 because if that's too deep, you've ruined a piece of card. So start gently and work your way up. And you're going to score all of it, the ovals, the score lines, the perforation lines, the outside edge. Then when you've done that, you're going to remove the score lines, so the straight lines, and cut it fully, okay? It's as simple as that. So once we get to that stage, you can save this as well. So let's save it onto the USB. So if you've done all this work and you don't want to do it again, you can save it, okay? But I'm going to get rid of this bit now. So we're going to edit and we're going to put that in the bin, okay? Because I've saved it. This is my scoring file, etc. So we're going to delete that off. And then we've got the ovals. So it's separated all of those layers. But what I wanted to show you when you saw me divide it is now when I go to Object Edit and go to the Offset function and ask it to create a 1.5mm inward offset line, so it's making the whole thing smaller, press OK, it has automatically made the oval bigger and the rectangle smaller because it sees it as one shape. Once you've divided and punched that oval through that rectangle, it's no longer two shapes, it's one. So then you can do that matting and layering thing on there, which is brilliant. So then you've got your mats and layers that are going to sit on top. So let's get rid of those, and I want to show you what we're going to do with this oval. So you're only going to do this if you want to do with your cracker what I'm doing with mine. That's your original aperture oval, okay? So what I want to do, and I'm just going to bring this in and show you this bit because then we can stick it all together tonight, and we're going to do a proper hour on all the different things that the ScanNCut can do tonight. So I have got that offset, okay, that's going to sit perfectly, look at that, perfectly with that 1.5mm border, not only all the way around the oval, but also all the way around the outside edge, and it's pinpoint accurate. So that's going to go on the back of on the top of my cracker. This then is the piece that came out of it. So I'm going to put that back inside here, but rather than just sticking it to the back of there, because now this oval, rather than just sticking it so it's flat like that, what I want to do is add foam tape around the edge so that this bit is recessed, if you like, the aperture is recessed back. Now I can't do that just by putting foam on the back of it because you'll end up with all sorts of sticky going on inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an offset line of this oval big enough so that we can get tape all the way around the outside edge. So to do that, you'll do it in Canvas if you've got a CM. I'm going to create a 10mm outward offset line, okay? And then I know that it's accurate because it plots from every single point around that original oval out. So now it will always keep the original selected. I'm going to put the original in the bin. I'm going to take my cut area back to full, and I'm going to ask it to do 4 of them, 1 for each aperture. So we're going to ask it to do 4. Now it will also take into consideration the one that's on the mat. So tell it the quantity that you need and it will do that quantity because it includes that first one. Then we're going to use our arrangement function, which is here, and we're going to keep them in a straight line. Now, just because I'm cutting on acetate and thick acetate, I want to separate the distance a little bit more between those. So what I did then was I went into here, changed the pattern interval, which is the distance between the shapes, to a higher distance. So then I'm going to press that straight line again, and you'll see they're slightly further apart now. So what we're going to do now is cut these out of construction weight acetate. Now this is thick, right? If I just take this off here, sorry, listen, it's thick. So it's going to want to cut it a few times. So we're going to position it on here, and you need to make sure that your mat is nice and tacky. Now, a word on your mats, you can retack them with a product that we sell on our website called Pinflare Stencil Glue, because you'll be really disappointed in the lifespan of the mats because they can't get it right. It's impossible. If you make it too sticky, you can't get the product off your mat. If they don't make it sticky enough, I go screaming to Manchester and go, these mats are rubbish, you need to change it, which is exactly what I did. And they went, well, I said, well, I found this glue that you can retack. There's a video on YouTube showing you exactly how to do it. Please follow that to the letter, and you can retack it. A bottle of stencil glue is about $4.99, I think. It'll last you for ages because it's brilliant. But you need to make sure that it's stuck down firmly because it's plastic. So you're putting plastic on a plastic mat with a moving blade and a moving platform. You need to make sure that it's sturdy. So all we're going to do now is press OK. We're going to please select and cut. We're going to make sure that our half cut is off, which it tells you there, and then we're just going to press start. And this time on here will change because it'll look now at the depth of that. It'll look into the material and look at that. It will adjust itself and it'll go in its head. I can't cut that through that density in one pass, and it increases the time on your screen. So it will now very gently cut through that construction weight acetate. I mean, that is phenomenal, right? That is amazing that this machine will go from something like copier paper to construction weight acetate and all those different things in between. The three things that I absolutely don't try. Balsa wood, because it splinters and it sticks to your mat, unless you're reinforcing it with a double-sided adhesive sheet. But even then, it makes a mess on your mat. Felt, you need to stabilise with something called heat and bond or something similar. Please don't put felt straight onto your mat because you're just making your mat fluffy. You don't want that. Acrylic, thick acrylic, absolutely not. And MDF, absolutely not. But apart from that, I haven't found anything that it won't look at or try. If it can't do it, it'll tell you it's too thick. But things like funky foam, thick wool felt, as long as you lift it, it will prompt you to lift the lever so the back rollers lift, but make sure that you're stabilising that felt because you do not want that on your mat because it ain't coming off. So it's a brilliant piece of kit and you've got the options. There is another option. If you don't want the tattered lace subscription, if that's not your thing, we've got the machine on at $249.99, which means that by the time you've taken your 5% off, got your points back, you're looking at £225 and 60 odd pence, I think, 62 pence. Yeah, 225.62 for an SDX. That's amazing, right? So you can then make your considered decision. But tonight I want to show you how to split the cracker so you can make your mat layers. And I also want to talk to you to show you lots of different things that this machine will cut, because it blows my mind how it can go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and you do not need to adjust those settings. So if you've still got to see them in the box because you're scared of cutting through that mat, this might be the deal that gets you an SDX.
Just talking of materials, just a quick question coming in from Jackie.
Yep.
Mel, will the ScanNCut cut shrink plastic?
Absolutely. Listen, if it cuts that acetate, it'll definitely cut shrink plastic. Listen.
Look at that. Wow.
Now, it cut it 4 times, so it did a very gentle cut, but it is absolutely pristine. It's amazing. And the machine automatically adjusts. Now, I could put a piece of copy paper on there now, and it will cut it without changing the settings. It's absolutely brilliant. And if you are buying one today, while you're waiting for it to arrive, it will be quick. So the sooner you check out your basket, the sooner it will arrive with you. There are 13 free lessons on YouTube. So go and have a look at those. I had a number of people who came over and said, their husband said, oh, I see you on YouTube all the time on our telly. I'm like, yeah, I know, brilliant, isn't it? He's like, till the sport comes on. I was like, well, need another telly then. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So now what I would do is take that oval, probably spray glue it onto the acetate with the acetate in the middle. Remember, this is exactly the size of the aperture. Then put your foam tape round your acrylic and that will go in the back and recess in. So all these different things that you can do. So yes, you're buying a cracker file or a cracker gift box file, but you're getting so much more. I will see you in a few minutes' time with Lily next door. See you then. Winner. Winner.
Right,
Looking at the clock.
Who's going to be the winner? Are you drawing?
Yep, it's Jackie Britton.
Jackie Britton, well done, Jackie.
Congrats.
She can have 200 points.
200 points.
200
Very
points,
nice.
there you go.
We'll be in touch very, very soon. And me and Mel are heading through that wall. We'll see you.